Welcome back. This is Chris with Progressive Ideas in Wood, and today I got a good one for you. This unique box was created using 11 different species from all over the world. It encompasses both a classic and modern box crafting techniques with a nice little antique twist to it. So it's probably unlike anything you've seen anywhere in the world. And this is just preparing for the inlays, which I found some beautiful, very high figured bird's eye maple. And that's going to be the top one. And then it's on to the sanding, which this wasn't the exact order of things, but it's how you're going to see it. And that's me at my finest, enjoying the fine art of sanding. And there was a lot of it, but I'm not going to show it all to you because that would be a very boring video. And these are some really nice pieces of it's a figured curly cherry. It was very nice looking wood. And here's a quick panorama at all the components to the box: the lids, the handles before they got dadoed in, the lid of the main box, the little boxes in the background, and then the main box with a little triangle set up for the latch. It's pretty ingenious, right? Using the bird's eye maple top to form a gap for the handles for the little boxes. And this is just preparing for hardware. I'll talk a little more about the hardware at the end, but not right now, because we're about to go on to my favorite segment, finishing. What a beautiful hinge. Now, as far as the finishing goes, I tossed around a ton of different ideas. There's so many different ways that you can finish any particular project. I wanted this to be functional and not just based off aesthetics. It was designed to be functional, and I wanted the finish to coincide with that. So what I ended up deciding on was I did a reduction with thinner and tung oil. It started off 50-50 and then went down to 60-40, 80-20, right down to straight tung oil. Once that was all done drying out, then it was 4/0 steel wool and some wax, and buffed that in really good. That not only helps seal it up, but the 4/0 steel wool, any grain that got raised in the process of going through all the oils, it kind of smooths it out. And then you buff the wax out with cotton when that's all set, and look at how beautiful that is. But you wind up with a buttery, silky, smooth finish. You don't get the plastic feel you would from like polyurethane, but it still does build a bit of a film finish to it, and then the wax is a little bit more added on to it. I decided on that finish for multiple reasons. You see that spalted tamarin? That's the yellow with the black lines in there. Those squares are all spalted tamarin. It's like the golden black. But spalted is just a nice way of saying garbage. It's wood that's on its way out. It's what happens right in between. You're going from the wood that you're using into a punky mess that you could stick your finger inside of and break apart with your hand. And at that point, it's not even good firewood. It's just garbage. It's getting returned to the earth. But if you catch it in this in-between state where it's not punky, but it's going through the color change, and you get all the black lines and the golds and the yellows and whatnot, it could be a really cool aesthetic wood. It absorbs finish faster than any wood. It absorbs it really quick. So if you're doing a film finish, say, and you're spraying coats, you can go 3-4 coats into it, and while everything else is sealed and starting to build, the spalted woods can look like you didn't even touch it. With the oils, I like the feel of tung oil finish. while you're wiping the finish in, you can refocus and re-pour into those areas and flood them a bit more. It helped kind of build them up quicker and build an equilibrium with the other wood. It worked out really well. This is where we get into the hardware, and I chose bronze. Aren't these some really nice looking hinges? I chose bronze for the hardware because this was going to be the classical aspect of the design in the box, and bronze goes back over 3,000 years BC, so I feel like that is that's going to work for antique. You know, if that's not antique to you, then I don't know what would be. You need a box just carved out of stone with the tree branch for a lid. Okay, I ramble now, but that's the latch going in. That's going to secure the outer box, and these are the feet to the box, and blah blah blah. This is all pretty self-explanatory at this point. I feel like the bronze went really good with it. I would have went with brass if instead of the bird's eye maple, you know, inlaid around the box, if it was African blackwood, ebony, you know, then I would have went with brass. But I went with brass for these hinges because they're expensive, very well made brass hinges, and I needed something small and yet sturdy because the lid is pretty heavy, but at the same time I wanted a 95-degree stop, and those hinges have it. So, but here's the big reveal. So I'll let you guys take this in, and I want to know what you guys think of this. You know, is this something that you can use the design to come up with something for yourself? Do you like the ideas behind it? You know, is the project itself really cool? It's not typically something that, you know, you're going to try to figure out how to mass produce. It's time consuming, and there's a lot that goes into it. So unless a client specifically wanted and is willing to pay for your time, you know, there you have it. Or obviously if it's a gift or if it's for yourself, then it's worth it. But let me know what you think. You know, was the whole thing a big wash? Was it super cool or just eh? Inquiring minds want to know. Rare earth magnets are they're pretty sturdy. I needed something to the box with the 2 right there that you see. That thing is, that holds together nice. You can fill that thing with change and pick it up, and the lid's not going to open. What a beautiful box, if I do say so myself. And there you have it. If you like original designs, and we have some other builds that you'd probably be interested. You know, you're not going to find any cutting boards on our channel, but you will find things that you won't see anywhere else. So if you do enjoy this original aspect to it, make sure you check out the channel. And we also have educational videos. If you like all these exotics, you know, we cover dozens and dozens of them. So take care. Progressive Ideas out.